Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas. And today, it's a new month, right? We're finished with the craft along, Winnie the Pooh, even though we have more Winnie the Pooh stuff going on. But today we're doing Moonlit Flora, and we're going to be working with that suite for the whole month. So that will be the free class to go. So if you have any questions about that, you can see the notes and details below. All right, with that, let's go down the hands because we're going to make a nice thank you card, and we're also going to use a blender pen. So if you don't remember what a blender pen is, sometimes we get so busy with all the new stuff and things like that, is this pen here. So we're going to use this to do some coloring, and we're going to actually take some color from an ink pad and color some flowers. And all you just have to see what you think about it, all right? But it's very beautiful, and I like the Moonlit Flora. It does remind me so much when you go outside in the evening time or in the morning time, right? So it's a good reflection of that, and it really die cuts well too. So I'm going to show you that as well. So let's go down hand. Let's do this, right? It's a beautiful set, and it goes into very, very detail. And I want to show you because, you know, we don't have the red rubber stamps anymore, but I want to show you. So when you stamp this, look at all the detail. All right, so these are moths, so they're showing detail there, but look at all the detail on the flowers as well too. So I wanted to see it because sometimes, you know, we were concerned, people say, well, the red rubber stamps do this, that, and the other. Well, they do, right? But we're not doing those now. And so you can see, though, we can still get a lot of detail out of these stamps here. Then the paper is beautiful, right? So I didn't use this sheet. I saved this sheet so I could show you how pretty it is. And it's even prettier in person. But just, you see all the moths, right? They're flying around, all the beautiful ferns and everything else. So yes, it reminds me when I've gone to the Northwest and up into Canada area where they have all of that type of stuff. And it's just very, very lush. Everything's so lush. And the other thing I want to show you that these dies do, look at how that. So actually I actually took and die cut. You can either die cut exactly on the leaves, but I sort of did it off on this one because if you ever go and look at fern, right, you'll have some parts of it that'll be a little on the darker side. You'll have some that'll be all one solid like color. I mean, I've had fern hanging, I guess for your landscape on your front porches and that and so forth. I got a lot of weather on that, but I want you to see the detail, right? Because that's what I really like is all the detail here that we can use and so forth and all. All right, so let's do this. And I'll show you some more paper, a little bit more too. But here are the stamps. I'll give you a lot of different opportunities there. And these are the dies. So you can see several of the dies cut out all the little really detail. You can also stamp and die cut. But I wanted to show you that because see, we can sit there and stamp these, right? And we can die cut them. But I like all the little details and even little ferns like this and so forth there. I don't see this kind of fern right here much in San Antonio because we're always so hot. But it's still there, right? It's still there somewhere. It's probably one of the botanical gardens where they have to water them on a regular basis. So actually I'm using with this, and these are the flowers that I stamped that I want to color. So we're going to use, this is Mossy Meadow, but you can see how dark this is right here, that Secret Sea would go really well with this, and this is your Golden Glow. So we're just going to take and put, this is just a very simple and easy card that we're making. It's beautiful on both sides, right? So it's not like, you know, we have one side that's real pretty and the other side, it's all very pretty. We can all do something with them. And I brought different blings, right? Because this is the one that actually goes with the suite. But here's another one that goes just as pretty and just as well. One's just, right, much more reflective, almost like glass looking, and this one's on the flat. So it just depends what you want. So we'll talk about what you want here when we go to put that on here. So yes, this is just putting down some DSP. And then I wanted this at an angle. So I went ahead and put this down right here, just so I had some layers. This is a real pretty color too. So as going in the month, you'll be able to see some of the different stuff we create with that. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you thought of Craft Along last week. I have to tell you, that was a very long week. It was 12 cards, right, that we made for the stamp camp that we actually did the Craft Along, but it was a very, very long week. All right, so we're going to pop this on dimensionals. Not to enjoy people and everything else, but you have to let me know, right? Because I really like feedback to know how you like it. Because it decides, hey, Bertner, Good to see you. It decides what we do in the future, right? If we want to do that again or not. Because that was a 6-day commitment. I could have pre-recorded some of that, but I didn't. I decided just to go ahead and do it live, all of it. So that's, you know, feedback is what helps me decide what I do in the future, right? So this is, I really like this. I really like the way they did the colors in this. Really capturing what nature looks like out there. So actually I did mine tilted a little bit to the side, but with this one we can do it straight, and you can decide what you like better, whether you like it tilted a little bit or not. Now what I did with this here is, I didn't use the dies for the tags because I just want to do something a little bit different. But I really liked I had done, let me just dump it all out. That'll be easier. Alright, so this is one that I die cut from the paper. So it was, you know, it's nice and there's nothing wrong with it, right? But I wanted this. I wanted this right here, right? Because this reminds me of Fern when I've grown and everything else. Oh, thank you. I felt like it was a workout, and I'll tell you, I'm not used to YouTube. I guess, you know, I've never had the experience I had like I did last week with YouTube, so either they've changed their parameters or something. So I can put the fern here, but I really want the flowers here. I want to be able to see the flowers because they're just pretty. They're golden. It depends, right, where you cut the cardstock of what you're going to get. So that was the concern. I didn't want to cover my flowers, but we could easily take this here. We could easily put it up here, wrapped around up here. But we're going to do some flowers. And the other thing that really looks nice is on the inside. I did put that on upside down. Okay, I do know how to solve that then. All right, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So we're just going to put this here. I want to get the flowers colored, all right? So we can do the technique with the flowers. So I've already stamped the flowers just so you can see them and the moths. Right? Okay, so we're going to take the blender pen. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the Golden Glow. Now, will mine look exactly like this on this paper? No, right? I'm sorry, that was printed, manufactured, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to look similar, right? So we're just going to take one of these right here. We're just taking a block, right? We're just going to make sure we get some ink. If you're never sure if you got ink on there, right, all you got to do is dip a sponge in it, anything you want. In this particular case, we can take a blender pen. I'm going to scoop a little bit there, and I'll show you what we got. So you can see, maybe you can see or not. I don't know if you can see that or not. Looks like it's really light for you to be able to see at the moment. Okay, maybe that's a bit better. Let me color the flowers, you'll see it even better. So I sat there and I stamped the flowers themselves in Mossy Meadow, right? So that way I had my foliage and all that was green. I can color them green and everything else. So I'm going to see if I can get this a little bit darker, because this is definitely lighter than I'm wanting. I might have to do it twice, right? So the thing is if it's too light or whatever, you can let it dry and come back over it, right? So those are the options and way to solve it. Or I could use the Stampin' Blends, but I didn't want to do the Stampin' Blends today. You know, we have other techniques besides just the Stampin' Blends. So I'm just going to lightly put this in here, because I'm really not trying to grab the green from, that would be the only thing that you look for, is grabbing that green. Sometimes you will. And I'm actually going to fussy cut this, right? They do have dies to cut this, but I wanted mine a little bit looser, just so I did like I did with the fern. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm just lightly just tapping this in here, right? Because that way I'm not picking up the green. And I'm just going to leave my little flower white in the center, just like they did. Basically in the artwork. So if you ever seen them do the artwork, you should check that out sometimes. They put on, you know, it's amazing what the artists do when they create this stuff. So yeah, we're just gently putting this in here. We're not like rushing along. But you can control what you do, right? You can make this as light or as dark as you want. If you put too much color on, just get your color lifter, right? That's all you got to do. Just remember to have something behind the paper though, right? Because it goes through. This one doesn't go through, but if I was using a Stampin' Blend pen, it would. But if you use the color lifter as well, the color lifter really saturates the paper to get that color to lift. And as a result, you definitely need something if you don't want to get on your, wherever your workspace is. This is what you want to do, is have something behind it to do it. And that's all. Do you see how easy it is just to color it just with it here? Now, if I wanted this like really dark, right? Then just add some more right in there, right? So all you do is add some more right in here. And just keep on adding it until you get it as dark as you want it. I didn't want mine super dark, but you know, you can. Each to their own. All right, so that is taking care of the flowers. Right now we're going to take care of the leaves. Same thing, but we're going to use the green. Now you want to make sure to clean your blender pen off, right? Because I don't want to mix Mossy Meadow and this color together while I'm coloring. I tell you, it was one way to catch up with each other as doing those live last weeks, right? You get to see every day. But it's a workout. It was a workout. All right, so see how this is going to look? So you can definitely see this a lot more. All right, so again, it's just going to depend how light you want something or how much not. Now, this case, I can actually pick up a little bit of the leaves, right? Because it's the same color and it's what I want. So just test it out, see how much you want. And if you need it lighter or darker, you can go either way. And this is just an easy way. Get your color in and get what you want in there. Now I see I missed a little spot there with the gold. I'm not going to do it yet, but that little dot right there of a flower. And then I'm just going to fussy cut it out the way I want it and how I want it to wrap around. So I wanted this to actually wrap around the tag. So I didn't do it on my sample for you, but I'm going to do it for the live here. And I can come back and color that one little flower. I'm not worried about that. And I really like the moths, right? Now, we don't like moths in the house, right? Because it's not good for our clothing. But definitely for this example, it really captures the essence of nighttime. So I'm just going to come around this here. I like to leave just a little bit of a stem. And we're just going to try to leave a little bit of white. I'm going to come around here and just do these here. So when I do stuff like this, I really like to come around and come back through and have like where I can sit there and do a 3D effect with the stems and everything, right? So if you, I was trying to think what I did recently. Well, I did it the fern, right? Today we're doing the fern, so it actually did the die cutting for me. Right, we don't. Plus, you're traveling more than you were for a while. But you know what? We have our team gathering this coming Sunday. I need to send out a reminder to everybody. So if you're in town, that would be great. We'll be able to see you. Or else we might just have to have a time we set together, just chat. Get caught up. So are you going to do any road trips anytime soon again? It's like, I know it's the busy season. It's the outage season. Yeah. I would say Greg does not miss the outage seasons at all. At all. Didn't even like lose sleep over it. All right, I will remind you. I'm going to send out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sending out an email because I give you guys all of the tutorials that I do too. So I'll have some tutorials to send out from last month on the black and white that we did, and so I'll be sending those out, the tutorials, as well as the link for Sunday as well, because it's at 3:45 Central Time that we'll get together. And so one of the team members asked if we could go over a little bit of, there's some reports. So last month we went over some reports, and she was asking if we could cover some other reports she had questions about. So we'll cover that. That helps. I mean, that's great for people that are new, and even a refresher for those people that aren't new, some of those percentages and what they are and how they work and everything and all. You know, forget about that sometimes. Even if you've been doing it for 5 years, right? There you go. I'm anxious to see how your mother likes the road trip. I mean, you're having cooler weather, so I mean, she has to have to enjoy at least the nicer weather than what she gets where she lives. Because it's got to be hot there already. It's already hot here in the 90s. We're getting a respite next couple of days because we're supposed to get rain. And so that's the most, probably about the closest I'm going to get on that. So what I can do, right, is I can come right in here and I can still tweak it a little bit. A little bit, right? I just say go overboard. Just tweak it a little bit. So like if you're cooking, you add some salt. You add a little bit at a time to get it the way you want. All right, so this is the same thing we're doing here. We're just going to do a little bit at a time because these are delicate, right? These are really delicate. And that's what I really wanted to capture the essence of, is how delicate these are and taking advantage of that. Because this is a time of year, right, where everything's just sort of growing. For us, it's actually growing because we got some rain. All right, because I wanted to go right here, right? So I really sort of wanted it just to sit there and come around. So this is what we're going to do. And I did this. With the jars with Winnie the Pooh and all. All right, I just came across what I already colored, right? I'm going across the lines and I'm going to come in. So it's going to be just fine though, right? Because it's going to allow me, number one, to get what I'm wanting, and that is I want to be able to curve those flowers and flex them, all right? So I'm going to do it with the bone folder. But you have to be careful, right? Because when you thin that paper out like that, I mean, it's very thin. But I can do it here, and I can do the same thing. I really like having all the delicate, because it's right, it's delicate, it's pretty, and it's actually, if you went outside for a walk, you know, you would see this. And you would see how delicate it is. If you ever have a basket of fern on your front porch or your neighbor, whatever, you can go and see and feel those, or go to a nursery and see what those feel like. And you know, they're just very soft, like, especially when they've been watered well. Okay. Yes, I know. And she gets nastier weather than we do. They have all kind of hail up there and all the time on stuff. We don't have that here, but that part of the world of Texas gets all that kind of stuff, just moving its way all the way to Louisiana, because Louisiana doesn't get as bad as they do, but that weather just moves across. Get a lot of rain, storms. In fact, you know what? I don't even like flying into Dallas. I'd rather fly into Houston, because at least I have a better chance in Houston than I do if I went through Dallas, because Dallas is just the weather. Okay, now you see, I can see that little one right there, but see how just by just lifting that up, and I can even cut it some more, whatever, I can add my flowers any way that I want to. So I don't need this whole big stem of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down and just trim it just as if it just the way it went, right? I'm going to cut across that way. All right, you can add any more you want to, right? I just want just a little delicate piece of it, like right in here, right? I could do it up here. I don't have to do it down there. I don't have to even have that bling up there. I could just put this right here at the top if I wanted to. So no, you have to tell me what you like it better at the side, like this down here, or would you think you prefer it at the top? I'll give you a moment there because I got to get this over here all set up. Yeah, Dallas, you know, when I was a kid, we went to Dallas like every summer, right? Every summer, it seemed like. Between that or going to the lake of the Pines, going that way. One or the other, one or the other. All right, so I'm just going to put this in the center. I really should do this first and get this stamped. All right. I'll give you an idea, so I'm just going to put like right down here in the center back here. And I do need to at least go ahead and get this. I don't know I got this Meta Assist thing that's like I don't need its assist, but I can't get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of it. Alright, so we're going to stamp this, Thankful for You, and then we're actually going to stamp for our inside piece, we're going to stamp a box, right? You might say a box. Yep, we're going to do a box. See, this would even be nice too, right? We could still even, as we did this, we could even just curl this around another way or over here, right? We could put flowers anywhere we want to. So just listen to me, know what you think. I'm going to stamp the sentiment on here. Yeah, when I did this earlier, I didn't get it quite centered. I'm thinking, how did I manage that? I don't know, but this is better here. All right. And then I'm just going to put this on dimensionals as well, too. So I added all the height right in here on the tag. So yeah, at least your mom's coming to visit when it's really hot here, and then it's going to be much nicer and cooler where you're at. And then she'll be back home before you have any like cooler weather up there, most probably. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get rid of this here. It's like, I don't know. I got a meta support one to help me out. All right, let's put this right here. And then here's what we can do for this inside here. I actually, all right, I've already got used to the new stamp pads, and now going to the old stamp pads are like, oh my gosh. All right, so all I'm going to do with this here is we're going to stamp the square. So this is actually, you can stamp this and die cut this. I wanted to just stamp this on the inside because I can, right? We do things because we can and we want to. That's just what I wanted. So I'm just going to stamp this here. Let me make sure that it looks straight, because if not, I can flip it over. All right, and then we're just going to take these words here. So I've got thankful for you. And then on the inside, it's going to say, you're an amazing friend. Right? Because we have some amazing friends that we can be grateful and thankful for. That encourage us. Thank you, Deborah. Encourage us and everything else. Right? All right, so I'm just doing it like that, right? So this is nice because the reason why I did that, because now it leaves me options, right? I can easily take some of this fern and I can add it up here and trim it off. I can add it down here if I wanted to and trim off. I can even add it down here. So I'm gonna do mine down here. Hey kiddo, you gonna have a seat? This camera's a little blurry for whatever reason. My techie just popped her head in. You must have a migraine headache. Okay, I'm sorry. I just like talked to you like as if you didn't have a migraine headache. For whatever reason, this camera's on the blurry side of this one. I even had it brighter, but it didn't make a difference, so it's all right. Just hang tough there. I'm almost through. You're hanging tough already as it is. All right, so see, I can add fern any way I want to, but I like how loose that is. I can't get this meta thing out of the way. I don't know why I can't get it out of the way, but it won't leave me alone. My techie's on it. All right. Yes, I am talking a little bit softer because, well, you can tell me, do you like the flowers? I did these flowers, so we could either put the flowers at the top. We could put the flowers at the bottom.
I think I like it at the top.
You like it at the top? Okay. My techie has spoken.
It is a little smoky, isn't it?
It is. I don't know why. And we're just going to disregard the fact that this is upside down, because what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up, my opportunity for creativity is I'm just going to cut this thing in half and re-put it on cardstock again. It'll be the right way. I don't know. It could be a flip-flop like that. I don't know. Okay, she likes the flowers better at the top, so let's get those up here. Definitely some Winka Stella will definitely help that. And I don't have it with me, but we have the new white glitter pens I could have used. Maybe we'll use those next week. I'm going to do the blender pen today because we forget about the blender pen, and that what we can do with the blender pen, right? I can add Winka Stella. Now I did show you that these are the ones that came with it, and I have the ones that are flat. So it's just a matter of what you prefer and how shiny you want it. Right? So these come in clear as well as the green. Here is your, take this off. There's our secret C. So I was actually going on the lighter side. I really wanted the lighter side today. So let's just add, we'll just add 3 of these here. And these are flat. So let me show you the flat ones so you can see them too. You know, it's all about choices. Sometimes we think we just have to use certain things for certain, but we don't. So you can see how that just gives it a different look. I really like this cloud cover here with it because I think the cloud cover looks nice. But it does go with it. See how nice that goes? It really blends in with things. Let me go ahead and do this one. I already did the other one with this one, so let me do this one here. Just for difference, right? I was thinking that cloud cover ribbon would go really good too. Okay, we got this up here, and let's get some Winged Stella here. And we are done. We are done for this week. We got going, right? And I have to color, the other one got cut off, so I don't have to worry about that. But see, it just all blends in, right? It's just a nice thank you card. Even if I gave it to my friend just like this, she would smile, right? And I could also put some bling right there. But it's just for you, just a nice, simple thank you card, right, that we can sit there and make. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? Because, you know, sometimes we think everything has to be like rocket science, layers upon layers upon layers, and, you know, and it doesn't, right? We're just trying to make something beautiful that we can give, whether it's a friend, relative, somebody you just met, right? I just met somebody, and I was grateful to meet them and their sister and their friend. It was a wonderful time, right? All at a restaurant we met accidentally. So, you know, it's all about going out there, creating, sharing, and giving. Oh, thank you. You know, the paper is just gorgeous. Paper is just gorgeous. So, thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube and Instagram, because Miss Zoe's here for a couple of weeks because she's on summer break. So she's going to get some of those photos posted on Instagram and some other places as well, too. So be blessed. Have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you next week as we continue on with this suite. And be sure to sit up there and check out the newsletter. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, you're going to want to, because we got a number of different things going on. We have Number 1, we have the Retreat in a Box to Go, which last day to register for that is June 12th, and that's 12 projects, a lot of product in there. And then we also have the June Club and June Class, which will be featuring, what are you doing?
Audio's not outputting.
Oh, well, they were, but guess they heard me. They didn't say they didn't hear me. Anyway, so, nothing like your techie. Whoop, whoop. So we have Silly Old Bear that is also, you can take it as a class or club, right? It's out there, and we also have bingo coming up, Tea Party Bingo on the 30th. And then in between all that, we'll really have the sign up beginning for the summer retreat. So you don't want to miss anything. Be sure to check out here, or also the newsletter, and you'll get the updates from there. All right, be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Yeah. No audio. I don't know why.
Nobody say